So first thing I'm going to do is we're simply going to delete everything, and I'm going to come into the top view like this and press Shift A, and we're going to find the text, and we're going to drop our text into the scene like that, and I'm going to press Tab to go into edit mode. I'm just going to delete the existing text, and then I'm going to type Mesh Deform. And now I'm going to come over to the data tab, which has actually changed, the icon has changed to an A, but it's still the data tab. And from the data tab, I'm just going to go into geometry, and from here, I'm just going to add a little bit of extrusion to my text, like so. I'm going to press Tab to go back to object mode. And I'm going to come over to the blue spanner, which is the modifier tab. And I'm going to add a generate remesh modifier, which is going to turn our text into mesh. And I'm going to just reduce the voxel size until I can see the individual letters separately. Something like that. That'll be fine. And now I'm going to add another modifier, which is going to be our deform modifier. And in this scenario, Mesh Deform is available to us. So we'll just add that there. Now I'm going to quickly build a cage. So if I do a Shift A, and we could choose anything, maybe we'll start with a plane. Press G to just move my mesh, my plane. Press Tab to get into edit mode, 2 to get into edge selection mode, and I'm going to do a Shift Space to bring up the menu where I can select the gizmo, and so I can move those edges to cover my text. And from here I'm going to do a Control R, and I'm just going to add enough cuts to make some reasonably even quads like that. Then I'm going to do a right click, and I'm going to select subdivide, and from the subdivide menu I'm just going to like dial in a few cuts. If I undo that, I need all the faces selected to do that. We're just going to dial in, it doesn't need to be a crazy amount of mesh like that. I'm going to press 3 and then press A to select all my faces, and I'm going to move them below my text like that, and then I'm just going to simply press E to extrude, and by default it's going to extrude in the Z axis, and I'm just going to cover my text like that. And then I'm going to come up to the overlays in the top right hand corner. I'm just going to press on the icon to turn it into X-ray mode so I can see my text. And now I'm going to click on the text to go back to the modifier panel. And in the Mesh Deform modifier, I'm going to click on the dropper, and I'm going to select my cage like that, which is our plane. And then I'm just going to press the bind button to bind it to the text. Now if I click on the cage and press Tab, press 1 to go into the vertex mode, and I'm going to select the end like that, and I'm also going to press O on the keyboard to turn on proportional editing, and the button for that is there in the top middle. And what I can do from here is I can start to deform my mesh. So I can press S on the keyboard, and I can scale up, and then if I scroll down on the mouse wheel, it'll increase the area of influence. So I can do that to my mesh, maybe something like that. And then obviously I can press R and maybe X to rotate in the X axis. And if I orbit around the pivot point, I can actually rotate it to the nth degree, and I can also rotate back as well. So I can twist it however much I want to, like that. And obviously I can press G to translate and stretch it out like that.